Hello, hello, and welcome. After the... what the fuck? After the fantastic stream yesterday, I thought, you know what? What could be better than even more ACC? Yay! So, we now saw how it all ended with Doodletones. Amazingly, the last video. But before that, they had a talk with Thumin, who makes a video about the FCK. And Doodletones was in this call together with Nezzie, also an old acquaintance of ours. So let's see how that call went. Since it's just audio, I decided, you know what? Let's do something relaxing in the background. Let's put on something nice. Yes, we get right.
That's how I got gaslit for 4 years.
Amazing start already. Amazing start.
Because of my memory problems.
Oh, immediately memory problems. Hello, Star Sprinter, welcome, and hello, Saint. Already fantastic start. First week, I got gaslit for 4 years. I have memories issues.
Yippee!
I'm so sorry about that. Do you have like a condition that affects your memory?
I have bipolar disorder with OCD.
Oh my god, I have bipolar, I have OCD. Every time they know they're in trouble, everything they ever had comes up.
OCD symptoms. And because I have depression, it already fucks
And I have depression.
with my memory. And I kind of grew up in an environment where
I was homeschooled. Okay, no, that's not what he said. I grew up in an environment.
when I said something, it was kind of dismissed. It was like,
My whole life I was dismissed. I'm miserable. Thumin, don't you see? Don't you see how miserable I am? I am the victim, actually.
a you're overreacting kind of thing.
Mm.
So sometimes I don't really know how to, I guess, respond properly.
I never know how to respond. And hello, Nintendo Mail. Welcome. Welcome to More Pain.
Like, I want to make it very clear that that's not an excuse for anything
Oh, it's not an excuse. It's just an explanation.
that happened in that fucking server. I'm neurodivergent. So
No. Someone is neurodivergent in the ACC? Incredible.
it's a little bit difficult.
Honestly, I think at this point I knew more neurodivergent people instead of neurotypical people. Like, who the fuck isn't fucked up these days?
I think that provides like a good, at least explanation for maybe on your personal situation. So I think it's good like information to know. But do you want to like we could start off by you just telling me how you even ended up in the FCK server?
Okay. Also, for a little bit of context, like I said, none of my mental issues are an excuse for what happened in that fucking
I'm just saying that, so just so you know, please don't let yourself get distracted by all my mental issues.
server. But this happened in the beginning of the year, and I had not been in therapy or medicated or diagnosed at that point.
Hello, web user. Welcome.
I got
How much? The funniest thing Hello, Macquarie! The funniest thing to me is it's always their excuse when they get caught into something. But if they hold someone to... what do they call it? Fuck! What do you call it when you're soy and you want someone to stand for their crimes? Mm, oh, God damn it, English. God damn it. The word will come to me, it will come to me. Hold to account, yes, they have a word for it. You know, when they're holding someone to account, those apologies will never go, because you saw it already. Kumo being schizophrenic. Accountability, thank you. Accountability. When they want accountability from someone, their neurodivergency is never an excuse. So with Kumo, think about him what you want, but him is being schizophrenic was never an excuse for them or an explanation. You saw it with how many of the old cults. So, according to their rules, this doesn't count. Hello, Pimenta! Hello, Chris! Welcome!
Got diagnosed at the end of 2020 when the Omnia shit was happening.
Wait, which one of all of them? Because there are so many.
Imagine having so many dramas that someone has to ask. Oh, which one of those? The notification shot up just as I thought. I'm bored. Like magic. I knew you were bored, Pimenta. That's why I decided, you know what? I will go live just for Pimenta. The tism is only excuse when it's convenient. Exactly.
The first one between Toby and Omnia. It was in September.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I had a very bad reaction to Zoloft because I thought it was just normal depression, and then I had a bad reaction to that. And it's like, oh, you've got bipolar, and I'm like, awesome, cool.
Hell yeah! One more thing I can use when I ever get in trouble. Another get out of jail free card. Whoop whoop. Hello drama. Hello quantum. 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 Quantum steady. We are set. Thanks, I hate it. I'm happy. It's always a pleasure.
Fuck.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's been a trip. It's been a trip.
So hold on. So you guys, when did
And of course, hello Fishy, the drummer too.
the FCK? I thought the FCK started when the Madame situation was happening.
It did. So the context of the FCK, from what I can remember, was the person who owned it, which is why I thought they
You even remember it. This is already a miracle.
were older, is because I think they were a mod for Madame, and they did something and they got kicked off, so they made their own server to say fuck you to Madame.
Yes, there's jellies, because I thought, you know what, when we have to listen to pain, we can look at something nice. Jelly time I needed after yesterday. And that while listening to another horrible call with Doodle's horrible voice.
Damn. It was either that or they caused a raid and got banned, and then they made that server. But that server
And hello Tusky, welcome.
was basically just a big fuck you to Madame, is what it was.
And so when you
Imagine making an entire server dedicated to hating one person. You all need to think bigger. You need to hate more people.
were asked to join the server, were you asked as a because I know it while the FCK server started off as a Madame video thing or Madame takedown server, it evolved into a networking thing where lots of creators were invited into it, and it was advertised as
Hello Mr. Gamer, welcome, and hi Liv. Welcome, welcome. More pain, more pain. Love your German accent. Thank you. I grew him myself.
you could, network and talk about video editing and things like that, as content creators. So when you were specifically invited, was it still a Madame thing? Or were you invited in the pretense of it being oh, you can network with other creators?
I love how they sold it apparently different to everyone else. Hey, it's for networking. And to others it's hey, you fuck Madame.
So I kind of have to start from the beginning to remember it properly.
Oh god, wait, I have to get out my script.
But the best way that I described the FCK was it was Toasty's weird Pokemon PC, where it felt like she was just kind of collecting creators. But that's my
Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch all the autism.
mentality on it. There's no like concrete, this is what she was doing. I don't mean to poison.
Congrats to nearly reaching 100 subs. Thank you, Mr. Gamer. We're almost there, and then there will be the cat stream with Pumpkin on screen. Can't stay long, but I blame everything on you, Do. That's fair, name. That's fair. Have a good day, name.
I'm sorry. But what happened was on Twitter, there was like a weird trend of like, this is my Twitter family or something.
Is this another found family thing? Do I even want to know?
And Toasty thought I was Xena. And then she came to me and was like, oh, you're not Xena. Do you want to DM? And so we DM'd for a while. And then she was like, do you want to join this server? And I said, sure.
Once, imagine just being invited because someone mistook you for someone else. I would be stubborn and be like, fuck you.
Sure. And at that point in time, the Madame stuff was like done for the most part, from what I remember.
I play Pokemon with the object. Do you collect them all, Quantum? Do you collect all of them? 100 subs, and then the world. Exactly. We're all found family here. Fuck.
Oh. Okay. Do you remember anything else when about when you joined the server? Like, what was it? Who are the people you met? Anything like that?
I will not pay child support for any of you.
I remember meeting Mimi, I remember meeting Xena, and I remember Toasty. I don't remember much else. I think at one point I met another server member. I know I met Teddy, but I don't remember much else.
You don't remember the most important of the minors, you know? The one that was involved in the Madame drama? That had their own channel? Interesting.
I think the person that we had talked to was an admin, but I'm not sure. And I can't think of much else. There may have been other people in the call, but they're not prominent enough for me to really remember anything that they would have said.
Okay. So were you aware of the ages of the people that were invited there? Or was that
No.
like knowledge?
I thought the youngest was Teddy.
Not Slummers. Interesting. After you made a big video with Ponders about the situation to Shido Nakumu. Fascinating.
Okay. 50 years old, I think.
Yeah, I was about to say, if I might, I think by that point, you and Ponder had released the Madame videos, yeah?
Yeah,
Yes.
should have been.
So you probably knew the age.
What the fuck? Doodles! Calling out your own friend? Like, you probably knew, you know? The fuck, Doodles?
No, yeah, she's about Teddy's age.
Yeah.
Say the age. Say the number.
Yeah, younger. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember, well, I don't think I was ever told the ages of literally anybody else. The closest thing I heard to a 12-year-old
I only knew about 2 minors. That wasn't enough. That needed more minors.
was Toasty was talking about how a 12-year-old had confessed to liking her, and that was it. I don't know if that was the same 12-year-old, but to my recollection, I don't remember knowing anybody else's age.
I think that was a different one. I don't think that person was invited to the server. The 2 younger people, the 12-year-old and the 13-year-old, were invited because they used to be in the server, like the Madame server, together, and they were a part of like raiding the server back when.
Hey, you raided the server. Want to come to our cool kids server? We have porn.
And Toasty did it. So they knew each other from then. I doubt that people in the FCK knew how young they were, because I know at least the snail person that turned out to be 13 barely ever talked in the server.
Bruh, imagine how easy it all would have been if you just made a server with with just 18 plus. I hate it already. Very good. I have no active memories of these minors because of my selective amnesia. Yes, it's very prominent in the people who were in the FCK. They all have very rushy memories. Quantum! Thank you! I feel like I pay you to do this to us. Also, here is your good due pocket money. These people need to get offline, maybe into the sun, sending pets to Pumpkin. Thank you very much for my pocket money. I will spend it all on treats and cat toys. You keep Pumpkin, the little prince cat he is. The spoiled brat gremlin.
When they did, it was very short. Now what I don't know is the Zach. Like, did you know someone called Zach?
Also, a little spoiler for you all in chat. I have something in the works in the future for dodos. There will be something. Something is in the works.
Because I know there is a voice, like VC channel named after Zach, and he's the 12-year-old. So that's why I wonder, like, was that somebody that you yeah. I asked around, maybe...
Listen, Quantum tortures people in real life with my voice clips, so Quantum gets their money worth. Pumpkin is fat because of Quantum. No, I keep it in check,
Me and Gar and Slimmers, and none of them, I think Slimmers is the only one who remembers Zach, but they didn't remember Zach's age or how young they were, so... It seemed like the only person who knew about this was Toasty, and they still allowed them to stay in the server.
Never stop enabling me, Quantum. Never stop enabling me.
But I guess the reason why I wanted to talk to you, Nezzy, was to kind of ask from your perspective, what kind of person did you personally think Toasty Vanilla was? Like, did you see the red flags? When did it occur to you that maybe Toasty is not a good person, or maybe he's like hypersexual and shouldn't be around children?
You know, the person that was really weird around you, you know, that jerked off in VC and showered in VC and asked you all for your boobicle size. You know, didn't you think that maybe he would also be weird to the minors? Still don't get why there was a 12-year-old in the server. It's even better. The 12-year-old had their own voice channel. Isn't that great?
I ignored a lot of red flags when I really shouldn't have, because we
talked
a lot in DMs, and then they invited me to the server. And the first fucking thing that happens in the server is Toasty telling Mimi to piss in.
I thought you didn't remember. Why do you remember who Toasty told to piss? It's very funny how you have some very clear memories, but not others.
Call, and then asking me what my bra size was, and for a picture of my
what size them bobs?
Size.
Did that make you uncomfortable?
Yep.
I was so uncomfortable. Actually, I was the victim. I was groomed.
You voiced that to Toasty?
Well, if I remember correctly, I was like silent about it for a couple of seconds.
I don't know if Teddy had their own not safe for work channel. I know Slummers had their own not safe for work channel.
And they were like, oh, you don't have to answer if you don't want to. I'm like, okay. And then Xena did send a picture of their thighs because Toasty would ask.
Miss Zizi was very into thighs, especially the size of a 16-year-old.
Apparently asked multiple people.
I was told by some of the other victims that
there was a minor with an art channel where they drew naughty things. Yeah, that was Slummers, who was involved into the Madame drama before. And this was also a channel they all spammed. Can we say slurs again? No, I think I took your special role away from you again.
The time in the FCK server was when the pandemic started, so everybody was like kind of isolated from school, from work, working from home.
I had corona.
That's what led them to really rely on the friendships they made in the FCK server. I wanted to ask if that was also the case.
Listen, I would have been so excited if he would have now said I had corona.
Case for you, and did that affect the reason why you maybe overlooked some of the more red flags because you wanted to stay friends with some of these people?
I don't think so, because I think around the same time I was in the Cloud Palace with
Why would you do this to me, though? I'm silencing you once again.
Susie, and I hung out there. Because
I thought we had a deal. Fine, but only because it's you, Chris. Fine. Let me look. I don't even know if I took it away from you again. I just said I did. Beep, 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 beep. Let me check. Before you complaining. Oh yeah, I took it away. There. You're an approved user once again.
my activity kind of ends at one point and then pops up again near the end of when I leave.
I see. So you were in that. Would you say you were very active in the FCK server?
I was active for a little bit, and then
Just for a little bit.
I was active for a little bit, and then I wasn't for a long time. I remember maybe being in 3 to 4 calls, but I could also be mixing up calls of being in group chats with Toast.
How can you not keep apart the one big server with other YouTubers that gets spammed with porn and has minors in it from group chats? Like where? How many things are you in?
And other people, because we did, me and other people would plan videos with each other.
Mm.
I'm sorry, I can't.
Like you did with Pandas when it was against Akumu?
You have more help when it comes to this.
No, it's okay. I think it's already pretty helpful.
If I might correct something, Nezzy.
Doodles!
You had joined the Cloud Palace August 4th, 2020, which would have been about the time,
okay.
which would have been maybe not exactly after the FCK, because the NSFW channel was removed August 1st, but for the majority, you were not in the Cloud Palace during that
Damn, Doodles. Doodles throwing Nezzy under the bus here.
time frame. You were, however,
Okay.
I think, in Ponder's chat, because that was when we met.
Why can't I call these retards? You can! You're doing it right now!
Yeah, I might have spent most of my time in Ponder's chat, because I don't. The problem is that there was the FCK,
Oh, fine. I guess I was in Pandas chat then. Whoopsie daisy.
and then there was group chats with friends with some people from there.
Okay.
So-
So it kind of like blends together.
Yeah, because I remember we had group chat specifically with Toasty, Xena, Toby, and Libby.
Oh, you mean the people that made you uncomfortable? Crazy.
So when was it for you that you
Chris, you're doing it right now.
decided, okay, you know what, Toasty is actually really weird, and I don't want to have anything to do with him? When was that?
So
Do you
I called out
remember?
Toasty
Mm.
in the DM.
Chris, the F slur appeared. Please don't overdo it, or I will take your rights away again. Yeah, that was beautiful. Thank you. Glad you like it. Where was I? There.
I call out Toasty several times, and then a bunch more stuff came out, and I feel very selfish for saying this, but Akumu made his video, and I slowly began to realize just the extent of Toasty, which I don't know is a fair.
Oh, I slowly began to realize it, you know. I didn't realize it when Toasty asked for my tit size and told the other person to piss and, you know.
Thing to say, because I called them out numerous times, and there's like a big paragraph where I was kind of done with their shit.
I'm going to say slurs. I have a structured settlement and I need a cash now call. Jakey Wentworth, 877, cash now. I have an annual hit, but I need cash cow. Call G.G. Wentworth, 877, cash now. 877, cash now. Akumu really is the ACC boogeyman.
Yeah, question, Nezzy, would you mind I give those to Thumin, or would you rather not?
I thought you already did.
Well, that would be cool if someone draws Akumu as some kaiju. They all run away like they run away from Godzilla.
Did I?
Yeah.
You gave me the ones with.
I thought Doodles was there to be the memory, and now Doodles forget that they already sent Thumin Nezzy stuff. Great. Amazing. 2 amnesiacs in 1 call.
Toasty and Nezzy.
Oh, then yes, okay, you already have them then. Never mind.
Yeah. Yes.
Because at one point, I do remember before all that, I had blocked them on Twitter.
And you had blocked Toasty?
Yeah.
Oops. Blocked Toasty. You know, one of the victims. And no, not Toasty. I thought of someone else. You blocked Toasty. Okay, good.
But like, there's like a slow disconnect as more DMs go, as I slowly begin to realize just.
And don't forget, after this call, Nezzie continued to block the victims and call Teddy a fucking liar.
How fucking uncomfortable that they were.
Keep that in mind.
Okay. So I guess my question is, if you personally was like, okay, this guy makes me uncomfortable.
Only some of my slurs go through, yes, because I have a blacklist, because we don't want to overdo it.
He's weird, he's so hypersexual.
Yeah, they blocked Teddy. Exactly, they blocked Teddy and called Teddy a liar.
Did it ever occur to you that he might be the same way with the younger people also in the server, especially with the porn being like shared very publicly with everybody, and there was no moderation or none of that. And yeah,
I'm really sorry. I don't know how to say this without sounding like an asshole, but they
Oh, what will you say that will sound like an asshole?
go by she, her.
You know what? While we're in the middle of this grooming call, you know about what happened in the grooming server? Those pronouns from the degenerate, she, her, and I will continue to call them by they, them.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. My bad.
Yeah,
You sound like an asshole, Nezzie.
I don't know how to say that without sounding like an asshole.
No, it's okay. So, the same question, but with she, her.
Numerous times I called out Toasty for their porn problem.
You don't even call Toasty she, her. You call them they. I'm looking forward to Thumins' video. Yeah, true.
And I don't think it fully hit me, like how much they would do it with other people, because I'm trying my best to remember. Because most of the people, like Teddy, were around their age, but I don't know. I didn't know the full extent of what they were sending other people. All I knew is what they were sending to us. So, because at one point they put porn in my server, and I
No. Yeah, that really bothered me that they put it on my server.
had to call them out to remove that. And at another point, there's like a whole thing where I call them out for porn somewhere else. I don't know if it was in the FCK.
You call Toasty that, to be fair. Listen. Shush.
It was in a group chat. But I told them something where it's like, you have to stop doing this, because this
Hi, Ash. Welcome to More Pain.
can be like sexual harassment. And I think it was in terms, I'm going to need you to censor their name when I say this. It was Libby's story.
Don't worry, it's been known by now who it is, so it didn't have to be censored.
Because in the DMs that I sent you, it's not my story to tell, but that was Libby's story. That was one of the reasons why I slowly started to disconnect to Toasty, was because of what they were doing to her.
Okay. Another question I had was, there was an incident where you guys were like
Hello, Cloudy! Welcome to more ACC Pain.
spamming. I think you were in VC and then spamming like really, really grotesque shock content with like porn included in there. It was you, Toasty, ZZ.
Oops, you took part in it? In the server with the minors?
Libby, and you also
Chris immediately, goddammit, them Jennies are here.
shared some of these photos in the general chat that everybody was in, and you guys were like tagging Hopeless Peaches in it.
Oh god, Hopeless Peaches, I'm so excited to go over. What do they go now by now? Last time I knew it was C. To go over Peaches.
I couldn't help but notice that it was like the general chat where also the minors could see some of the stuff being
Listen, I really try to respect the pronouns, but these people change them so much.
posted, including Slimmers, who everybody knew was 15 at the time. I wanted to ask, like, did it occur to you that that was maybe not, or inappropriate and not okay? Or did that, did you think of that, like, as an afterthought?
I don't even remember that happening.
Have you had a chance to kind of look at the logs or discuss them with Susie?
I saw a couple of them.
I saw a couple of them. Imagine you're getting into a controversy like that, and you're like, you know, I just took a quick glance over then. No, you gotta check this. If you can't remember your own shit, check everything. I would be fucking schizophrenic.
Yeah, no, Nezzie has not gone through the logs like I have, and I'll admit I have.
Yes, from what I know, Hopeless Peaches is gone, probably lingering somewhere, but I would still want to go over the history.
Haven't shared everything because there's a lot to share. But are you referring to March 10th?
Yeah, when they were like sharing spamming a lot.
So I didn't actually go.
Just use it, too. Do I have the pass from quiz?
When it came to the Senate group, I did not go through.
Why you're looking at Lion's Mane Jellyfish? Because I thought, you know what? We're listening to a call without brain. Let's listen at some beautiful creatures without a brain.
Through that chat, that was, I think, Hateful Eight that went through that went through the VC. I mostly stayed in Gamer Zone, but I did hear that a lot of porn was spammed in March 10th. So I actually have not gone through those logs particularly.
Oh, I have not gone through those logs, you know, the ones where the porn was in. Otherwise, I would have seen it, and then I would have immediately known, no, this is not right. Fucking hell.
Myself, which is actually why I thought initially I had left the Fruitcake Club myself in like May, when it was probably more June or July-ish. Mind you, I guess just as an aside, should I be thinking about these questions too? Do you?
Can you hear it in Doodle's voice? Doodle's after multiple times being like, oh no, Nezzie, you got this wrong. It was like this and this. And now Doodles is like, oh fuck. I was in there too. Oh fuck. Do I have to worry? I investigated it and, you know, cleared it. So, shit.
Need my story for anything?
It would also be helpful if something came up to you and you thought about an answer on your perspective. I definitely would appreciate it as well. Or we can just have a different call separately. It depends on how Nezzie feels about it.
That's fair. We can go through these questions with for me.
Yeah, we can go through these.
Either after these or what?
Okay, what do you think, Nezzie? Do you mind if Susie also gives her side at the same time?
Yeah, I don't mind. That's kind of why I wanted her here, because her memory and she's been like looking at everything. So I need.
Because of her memory. Man, she forgot. Man, Doodles already forgot that she sent the screenshots to Thumin. Come on, man. Get your shit together. You both have memory issues, the magic ones.
Need like that fact check.
Okay.
So.
Doodles, the best fact check we can have. You know you're truly lost when you put your last hope on Doodles.
Right. Yeah.
Do you want to go back to the beginning and get my side, or?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I would love that.
All right.
So, how did you, Susie, get like roped into the FCK server?
Toasty just reached out to me one day and was like, "Hey, hey Doodle, I have something for you." I, give my usual question mark in response.
My usual question mark. You know, the one I'm known for.
Because it's usually how I respond to people saying that they have something for me, or that they want to ask me a question, and then they sent me a...
Why do you explain your fucking question mark?
That apparently they were sending to a few people at around this time that said, Toasty has invited you to the Fruitcake Club, how do you accept? With enthusiasm or with gratitude? And then...
What the fuck?
They followed that.
Oh god, more Diapertoons content? Yes, with the side of Nezzie. And Thumin. But Thumin is nice.
With Nezzie said it was a good idea to invite you.
I get the liquor ready. Yeah.
He sent the link. They had said that it was a private server.
Drink one for me too.
Of a bunch of artists and YouTubers.
So for you, it was kind of the opposite, where you were like asked to join because of like connections, making connections in the server.
Yeah.
Or networking.
And they made a specific note that they also only invite people on Tuesdays. I don't.
How do you all remember this? You remember some silly rules about people only getting invited on Tuesday, but not the minors in there?
That was
Oh god, no, no more doodles. Why am I here? Just to suffer. Because you enjoy the suffering. And thank you, Ranger.
That was just in our DMs. It's just right under it. I figured I should mention it.
That's crazy. So another question I had for Susie was that, like, when you joined the server, did you start getting any red flags of the people there, or was it like kind of gradual? Were you active in the server? Just like 3 questions in one.
Yeah, okay. Like whether or not I was active, it's kind of I don't have a whole lot of messages in the
It
logs
was
from
kind
what
of
I've seen. I was kind of like my activity kind of seemed sporadic from March.
Funny doodles, because you know there are some screenshots of you, you know, doing some advertisement in the Slimmers chat. You know, someone you know is a minor.
31st when I
And that didn't come across as weird to you? Okay, honey.
joined to my last post in there in like June 3rd. So it's like.
And funny enough, Doodletones herself didn't show the screenshot.
March, April, or like, what was it, April, May, and
The voice is heard. I know, Cloudy. We all hold hands and we'll make it through it. Hey, my own family, yes, I love you. I loved your art for the doodles. You just caught her essence so beautifully. First time here, welcome lavishly. Welcome to my channel full of pain.
then like the start of June would have been like my time frame being active. But I know that by the June post, I was not super active. And then I might have like stayed dormant in the server because I remember the Bin the Looney stuff, and I think that was July, yeah? Does anyone like
I'm always so fascinated how they remember such weird small details all the time, but then when it comes to important stuff they're like, nah, I never remembered seeing something like that. Can't be.
you have any knowledge of that?
I will steal your essence. You already did.
I might, hold on.
It should have been July because that's around the time a lot of us left.
Yeah, I
And
think
that's
so too.
also around the time that Toby went after Ben, which led into Omnia, which led into all that.
Yeah.
Well,
so
no, it led into.
Yes, like and subscribe the stream. Chris wants the cat stream. Chris desperately wants the cat stream. Fuck.
Sorry.
Point being is I remember the Bin the Looney stuff happening. I did not really get involved in it. I just kind of watched it transpire and then I dipped. So there's probably I could probably give myself maybe a month period of just sitting dormant in the chat. But I was not super active around June by that point anyway. Whether or not I saw red flags, I don't.
Oh, I don't remember if I saw any red flags, you know. Sadly, this part, you know, I remember this rule about only inviting people on Tuesday. But did I see any red flags? I don't know. My memory is so fuzzy.
I don't think so because
PTSD.
Toasty just kind of reminded me of another friend that I had at the time by the name of Ray Mills. So it probably just didn't really occur to me. I had only really.
You mean you have another degenerate friend who acts like this? And jerks off in VC? So you didn't saw it as a red flag that how Toasty behaved? Okay. That isn't helpful. That isn't helpful, Doodle.
I only really learned about Toasty's shenanigans around the time that Galbanom had dropped a video on them back in like October of 2020, and by that point,
You know, someone else made a video and it all clicked, you know? I love how they name anyone who made a video on these people. Aside from Akumu, who screamed it into a void for years until he finally came through.
like I was already out of the chat. Most of the bridges were kind of severed, and I didn't really talk to anyone like from that chat outside of Nezzy, Junkie, and Chaos, who I was already friends with before.
You know, the grooming shenanigans, exactly. Shenanigans. You know, the... I think calling it shenanigans is a bit of an understatement. I dare say.
So, how did you become acquainted with Toasty in the first place? If they already had your information when they like reached out to invite you, or were you like friends before they just randomly invited you?
The first DMs that either of us had were
Yeah, they mention Akumu and Rin, but not in the good light, you know? Not like, oh, you know, I know what we think about Akumu, but you know, I watched what he showed, and you know, I think he has actually some points. Nah, I saw this random video from someone else.
Were them inviting me to the server.
I see. Okay. So it might just be just like Nezzie was saying, where they just like wanted as many ArtCC creators in there as possible.
Yeah, I started feeling about that way around, like...
You know what we actually think what the real problem was? The real problem was them trying to collect art creators.
Around my later bits of involvement.
Susie, were you aware of the fact that there were minors? Especially since one of them was more well known. Speaking of swimmers, but
immediately, no. I may have posted in the chat, you know, that was named after Slimmers, but no, wasn't aware. Never saw a minor.
But were you aware that there were minors in the server?
No. Actually,
No minors. No, I don't know.
Slimmers is a particularly interesting note because Slimmers wasn't in the chat when I was. There might have been a little bit of
But you knew that Slimmers was in the chat. Is that what you're saying?
kind of a little bit of overlap.
A little bit of overlap?
Like they had like 1 or 2 messages in there.
You noticed they had 1 or 2 messages in there?
Like around the time that I had joined.
Around the time that you joined. So you should have been aware that there was 1 minor in there at least, even if they left at around the time you joined. And you didn't think, oh, you know, if Slimmers was in here, does that mean there are more minors? Because again, Slimmers was a well-known minor at the time. Damn drummer. So I have my doubt. I have a hard time believing you that you thought this was an 18+ server.
But their activity dips around the time that I was in there, and then
you noticed that the activity dipped, so you were aware. Crazy.
they come back after after I started becoming inactive. So the time that I was active in there, Slimmers was not in there. And I distinctly remember this because Toasty and I had a voice call where, at one point in there where Toasty had told me that Slimmers had left the chat because they were fighting.
So while you were in there, they told you Slimmers left because they had a fight. So you knew this wasn't an 18+ only server. Doodles.
Or something. There was like a beef between them. So I didn't know that. Teddy, as another one of the more well-known examples of children in there, I did talk to a couple of times. But they had also dipped, like, within, like, maybe a month of me being in there. Their age was never brought to my attention. Same goes for Mimi Diggs. Their age was never brought to my attention, and I think I only had 1 call with Mimi anyway.
Okay.
Outside of that, I knew no one else, and this is
You had
this is provable within a
You had 1 call with a minor in it. You didn't realize it was a minor. I get some minors can have maybe a more adult voice, but wouldn't you notice? I wish this came out sooner, but some members in the server were trying to hide this and downplay their involvement. Some tried to strong-arm the victims in their call. Lio didn't look deeply into it. Yeah, because from what I understood, it was also, at least at the later point, when Akumu brought it to Lio's attention. He was kind of in the middle of his own drama, and also still had Peaches around, who also downplayed it, because Peaches was also in there. So this is kind of a reason why he just trusted his friends. From what I understood, I need to look into it a bit more, but from what I understood on the outside. Yeah, the people that tried to make it public were shut down and discredited. Yes, like Akumu, who did it for years. Like Akumu is the best example for it, and later they even took it out on the victims when they didn't play along. What's up, freaks and geeks? Salatowski? Welcome to Pain.
In the first conversation that I had going in there, because Tosi had asked me, it's like, who by that time Snake Dark about a lot of or people like that, because we've had conversations about that So
Yeah.
I was kind of in the dark with how to
Bye, Ranger. Gonna dip. Diaper's voice change and coping is bothering me too much. Understandable.
a lot of the things there, and that's kind of important for me to note, at least, because, like, given how much porn was spammed in there, I thought the server was an 18+ server.
Boom. Doodles. Doodle-doodle-doo. This does not fit in with what you said before. When you said that you were told that Slimmers was in there but left because there was a fight. You knew a minor was in there. And you assumed it was an 18+ server? Because a minor left because of a fight? Doesn't make much sense to me, if I'm being honest.
Did you think, so you said you knew that Teddy was a minor? Did you see this porn
I did
being
not.
spammed before or after?
I
I know how fast Doodles is. No, I did not. No, I did not.
didn't know that Teddy was a minor.
Oh, okay. You found out later.
Teddy's age was not brought to my attention. I only learned that Teddy was a minor at the time when this situation started.
This is really sad. Because again, people talked about it for quite some time. We've been trudging towards Sievage here in the snail house. Yes. Yeah, and Peaches will lie under the bus to save herself after the FCK shit. Yeah, I saw this when it was happened. It was crazy.
I see. Okay. So going back to Nezzy, I wanted to ask, was like...
But he's at least doing his part now, because last I heard was that he's now looking into Fuchsia Sputter Discord. That will also be fun to know what went down there.
The spamming of inappropriate content or speaking of inappropriate topics, something that was very like normalized and encouraged in the server, even amongst the adults there.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so. You took part in a porn spam. What do you mean you think so?
Okay.
Also in the comment of the bra and thigh thing, so I know that someone's probably going to bring up how Ponder asked me for like
No one cares about you.
a drawing, asked me my bra size on stream. The difference between those two scenarios is that I didn't know Toasty very well, and at the time they identified as cis male.
Do I say it? No, I will not say what I think.
And I don't have a good history with men.
I see. Okay.
I am actually the groomed one.
So it made you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
They made me feel uncomfortable.
Okay.
My what a sentence to join. Welcome, Majunga. Welcome to more pain.
Also wanted to ask, when it came to, so when the...
Yes, you know, when we are already listening to brainless people, we can look at some brainless beautiful creatures. I know, drama. I'm sorry. Yes, Nezzy is a he. God damn it, I'm sorry. I'm trying my best here.
Madame situation was at its peak or kind of fizzling out. There was like beef you guys were having with a person named Akumu, 16 at the time, and I know Miss Easy specifically sent like very sexual like memes to them.
Yes, you all remember the Uwu speech? The daddy cummies in my... yeah, that's what Miss Easy spammed under his video.
In the comment section of their videos. Were you aware of their age? And did you ever like protest that more sexualized things shouldn't be sent or anything like that?
I didn't know about Xena putting sexual things in his comment section, but I...
You didn't? Honey. You were also going after Akumu. Do you tip in the misgender jar? I'm sorry. Putting $1 into the misgender jar every time I'm covering ACC. I'm sorry, Cloudy.
I did know how old he was, because at one point I was in a stream with Toby and Libby, and she made an inappropriate comment towards him, and I think I said like, hey, don't...
What was I saying? Yes. I don't really believe that from Nezzy, because they he was always within the group that pretty much looked at everything Akumu did, was within the comments and everything, and you tell me never noticed what Miss Zizi was spamming there?
Say that shit. They're like 16.
Also, yeah. Also, it's actually it's something that's in Akumu's FCK video as well as the logs themselves. But I also remember Nezzie was like, Nezzie had made mention of Akumu's age at a couple of points, saying that yeah, hey, it's like he is just a kid. He'll learn at some point.
Okay.
Well, the one
We just hoped Akumu would learn at some point. What was he supposed to learn? He was right from the beginning. You just didn't like him because, you know, just like... Oh, I can't say this. But because he has different ideas from you guys. When it comes to pronouns and everything. Didn't like that. You called him transphobic and everything. But otherwise, he was right about anything. Do you think Doodles and Zizi and Nezzie regret saying these things now? I just hoped he would learn. Oh, I learned. I put together a 9-hour video.
one thing...
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, the one thing that started his age being known is because he called me a millennial when I'm 3 years older than him.
Okay, so that like put you on. Okay, this is a kid.
Like, as I feel like no matter what I say, it's going to be misconstrued, so I'm going to try to do the best.
Oh my god, I'm really pulling the victim card. Oh, it doesn't matter what I say. No one will believe you. No, please, Nezzie. Just say what you mean. We will listen to you.
That I can. I really hoped that he would learn and grow. I didn't think that he would try to do this. So there's a lot of evidence of him kind of following me around.
I wouldn't expect him to try to do this. What do you mean trying to do this? He was following me around. Or a 16-year-old was following you around, posting under your public comments. Boo fucking who?
And it's not great.
Listen, he was freshly 19, okay? Nezziemonster was freshly 19.
Do you think like he's
Yes, Akumu kind of...
Hey, Quantum! Money for the misgendering jar so you don't lose all your pocket money. Thank you, Quantum. Listen, if the misgendering jar is full, if the accidental misgendering jar is full, I will take you all out for dinner. We all get some chicky nuggies. I don't give a fuck about Nezzie right now. I'm trying to figure out what clade these jellyfish are. Based Majunga.
was stalking and harassing Nezzie for like years.
He was stalking and harassing Nezzie. For what? For what? And you're telling me you all didn't follow Akumu around, blocked him and then unblocked him just to see what he would do? You tell me you didn't poke him every now and then? Interesting. Very interesting. I gotta keep pumpkin in tweets. Quantum single-handedly keeping pumpkin fed.
Before this. Which was
years
actually...
before. Hold on, years before the Madame situation?
No, years before
because
this
of the
current situation.
For years now. Yeah, for years sounds to me like, you know, more than 5 years. I know, you know, but since then, you know. Yes. Care to explain why?
Oh, I see, okay.
So
Do you want to
have-
talk about it?
Our friend went over some of his videos and showed a screenshot of all the times that he's mentioned me, and he just...
And under what circumstances did he mention you? Or your friend went over his videos. Why didn't you? Look, I'm not called a sugar mama for nothing. Quantum, best sugar mommy.
Has not gotten over it.
I see.
He has not gotten over it. What hasn't he gotten over with Nezzie? Come on, get into it. I like some details.
I think that there's a straight up a DM that Susie has, and I could be remembering it wrong, where he basically told me he intended to take me down.
The 16-year-old told me he will take me down. The 3 years younger than me guy told me he would take me down. Brother.
Yep, he intended to take everyone down one by one.
He wanted to take everyone down by one. Can you believe it? Please keep in mind, Akumu at the start of all this was 16. And when they started going after him, he was around my size. He didn't even have 100 followers.
That was something that he had said. I could probably find those DMs if you want them.
Okay. Oh, yes, please. If you have them, definitely share.
See, this is why it's incredibly disingenuous. I'm not saying that I didn't make mistakes.
Oh, so ingenuous. Oh,
I 100% did. I was being a fucking irresponsible fuckwit teenager. But this is just... None of the focus is where it should be.
Oh, where should the focus be? Please, Nezzie, enlighten me.
And I really don't like that.
Where do you think the focus should be in?
On the victims.
He says, before calling Teddy a fucking liar and blocking. The focus should be on the victim. The victim needs to tell their stories.
It should be on the kids.
Now it's on people like... Well,
also, why do you want to bring attention to the kids?
Well, it's like the fruitcake leaks has been making it much about themselves and...
Oh, the fruitcake leaks, you know? Where we got the information from in the first place when it all began. You know, they made it all about themselves. Can you imagine?
Their beef with the slideshow commentary community.
Oh, they talked about their beef with the slideshow commentary. Listen, I don't care. I don't care what motives they have. I don't care what belief they have. If they show evidence that something happened, and the evidence is very well documented in the 9-hour video from Akumo nowadays. Yeah, I don't give a shit why they do it. Funny enough, people who are not the victim advocates, or whatever you want to call yourself, you know, the accountability guys, the accountability family. Funny enough, people who aren't those people are the ones who brought it all to light.
Akumu has been making this a beef with Senate and Lio, and the victims haven't even been considered once. The victims have not been talked to, at least to my knowledge. They haven't, we haven't seen any discussion to the victims by Akumu or by Galbanom, who runs the Fruitcake Club Leaks account. Those two have been effectively making the situation about pretty much everyone else and shotgunning a bunch of spotlights where they shouldn't be. Like,
Majunga, why? I present. Wait. I need to show this. I need to... Get into the tab. Get into the tab. Why, Majunga? Why? Majunga. Majunga, why? No thought, head empty, happy life. This is me right now. This is me right now, looking at the screen. They are truly adorbs. Me when I'm in my happy place. Bloop, bloop, bloop,
The
bloop.
people who need to be able to take, like, the victims need to be able to take back their stories. And that is why I'm so glad that you are talking to people and that you are raising a
Oh, we're so glad, Thumin, that you do it now, you know, because you're on our side. Right? Right?
about pretty much everyone else and shotgunning a bunch of spotlights where they shouldn't be. Like the people who need to be able to take, like, the victims need to be able to take back their stories. And that is why
The victim needs to take back their stories, because I know that we because I know that the victim I can't even say it, man. These people are so fucking stupid.
I'm so glad that you are talking to people and that you are trying to get those stories out and that you are trying to reclaim.
Majanga, for a moment I thought you were talking about Doodle and Nezzie. They are very venomous. Okay, but it's about the eye jellyfish. And also better at swimming than other jellies. Those little Google eyes trash bags are predators. Don't say predators in this stream, please.
Or like help them reclaim their stories, rather.
Yeah,
They need to reclaim their stories so nobody else can talk about it.
I do want the victims to kind of tell their own stories, and specifically I want to focus on the ones that, in my opinion, were the most nefarious.
Like, alone from the ones I noticed, they lied multiple times by now. Like, where? I'm not even in that community and might not know all the facts, but even I notice.
Which is Toasty Vanilla and Miss CZ. And the reason why I say Miss CZ is because they were very sexual with some of the actually minors in the chat that were 15, 16.
Yeah, Miss Easy was the one who... Wait, what did she say? Toasty?
Shotgunning a bunch of spotlights where they shouldn't be. Like the people who
Hello, Luna Fina Unicorn. Yes, we have trash bag carnivores.
the people who need to be able to take, like, the victims need to be able to take back their stories. And that is why I'm so glad that you are talking to people and that you are raising about pretty much everyone else and shotgunning a bunch of spotlights where they shouldn't be. Like the people who need
You know, the spotlights shouldn't be on the people who did all this shit, you know? The spotlight should be on the victims so they can tell their stories. Did you know that Ponda and Nezzie took down their video on Kubo? Yes. I find it very funny. Thank God it's been archived.
people who need to be able to take, like, the victims need to be able to take back their stories. And that is why I'm so glad that you are talking to people and that you are trying to get those stories out and that you are trying to reclaim, or like help them reclaim their stories, rather.
Yeah, I do want the victims to kind of tell their own stories, and specifically I want to focus on the ones that, in my opinion, were the most nefarious, which is Toasty Vanilla and Miss Easy. And the reason why I say Miss Easy is because they were...
Yeah, Miss Easy was very sexual towards another 16-year-old. I think the 16-year-old even showed thigh pics, and Miss Easy liked them very much and even wanted to meet with them IRL.
Very sexual with some of the actually minors in the chat that were 15, 16. And I think it's very weird that a 20-year-old is talking, or 23-year-old is talking to a 16-year-old sexually. So I'm gonna be focusing on that, but I will be mentioning the fact that there were a lot of other creators in the chat that even shared some inappropriate content in the chat, including Nezziemonster and...
Why would you do this to Nezzie?
Mad Lips who did that. But I also want to, that's why I wanted to talk to you and kind of pick your brain as to how that kind of...
Why don't you do a flip of your high baby chair, diaper tones? Bassdormer.
Judgment happened, so that I can maybe add that to the video and give an explanation as to why that kind of thing might have slipped your mind. And I feel like the biggest criticism...
He doesn't sound happy.
For you and Mad Lips isn't that you put children in harm's way, because misjudgments can happen to anybody, in my opinion. This isn't something to cancel you over or to cancel Mad Lips over, because it can happen to people, right? I think what people are most
Why do you have to call me out though? Imagine Mr. Medical laughing his ass off at what's going on with Doodletones right now. Listen, can you imagine how unlucky do you have to be Doodletones? First, getting blasted by Medica, and then years later, getting blasted by someone who's pretty much a Medica clone. This is amazing. Doodles is double cursed.
Like the general public are the most like upset about is maybe the hypocrisy that happens in there, where they have seen you maybe hold someone else accountable for a similar situation recently, and then they're like, well, Nezzie did this in the FCK, so why are they lambasting someone else for a similar thing or something that may...
Yeah, your little soapbox sadly kind of falls all in together when you were one of those people.
maybe isn't as serious. Or that Madlibs maybe talked about drawn art, putting children in danger in art in their channel, but then they overlooked and shared inappropriate content in a chat where children were directly involved. So I think that is like the biggest criticism that people have for YouTube specifically. But I don't think this is... Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, sorry, I was just agreeing with you. My bad.
So yeah. So basically, long story short, I feel like those are like the biggest criticisms that YouTube have. That people might also have throughout the video, but I also want to make it clear that you guys, that was your only technically like overlook or...
Thank God Thumin didn't finish this video earlier before he found out all this shit.
Or negligence that happened is that you didn't speak out or bring more awareness to the Toasty Vanilla situation. Because, for example, when I was going through the logs, I noticed that Toasty was being extremely degenerate, very over...
So Thumin is not what I would call small. 329k subscribers. So one of the bigger creators in the art commentary sphere.
Sexual, very predatory, and very hypersexual to everybody. They're basically sexually harassing adults and minors in there. So I'm just wondering, why didn't anybody call them out publicly on this? Why didn't, if people saw that they were like this and they distanced themselves...
Yeah, the only ones who did was Akumu.
From him, why didn't anybody warn the public that, hey, maybe you guys should be careful about this guy, you know? Or, sorry, this girl.
I think because around that point, like, they dipped.
Oh, you know, I dipped. I didn't see it because I went out.
Yeah, I was talking about this with I was talking about this with Susie and Lio, in that I kind of realized in hindsight that I didn't know what to do because I know that people are going to be like, don't use age as an excuse, but I was 19. And
I was freshly 19. Didn't stop you from harassing Hakumu, who was 3 years younger than you. So, in this case, we won't really take this as an excuse. And you knew bigger creators like Ponders, so even, I can understand not knowing exactly what to do, but you had enough context at this time who you could have asked or bring it to their attention.
Because Akumu lies about my age in his video. He says I'm 20, I'm 19.
He lies about my age. He said I was 20. Are you sure he's lying? Or maybe he just didn't know. It's 1 fucking year. Don't act like he acted like you were 40 years old while you were in this chat with minors. Come on now. Come on now, Nezzie. You can't be serious.
I was 20 when I left, which is when a bunch of puzzle pieces started coming together where it's like, oh, I'm an adult, which means...
Did you know, guys, with 20, you become an adult. That's when it clicks in your brain and you know how you do taxes.
Means I need to do adult things.
I need to do adult things now that I'm 20.
And when it came to that, I didn't know what to do because who would have believed me, in all honesty? I don't know if anybody would have believed me.
Oh, just how you all didn't... Or, well, I guess you did believe Akumu, but didn't want to admit that he was right, you know? freshly 19, but you are traumatizing saint, and he's freshly 31. The poor freshly 31-year-old. Basically, the FCK drama was a commentary community equivalent to Diddy getting exposed. Yeah, if some of the best-known people would have been in the server with Diddy and some minors, yes.
Me, because I didn't have screenshots of the FCK. I didn't have voice recordings. All I had was the times that I went at Toasty, but that's not enough. I don't have her DMs with other people, and then there were so many creators in there with bigger audiences, and if I said something wrong, if I did it wrong, then their audience could potentially get mad at me.
Oh, you were scared of the bigger audience? Funny how that didn't stop any of you when you went after a 16-year-old who didn't even have 100 followers. That didn't bother you then. You went like, you know what, I think this is a bit overkill, guys. No, that didn't stop you. But if it's you, the freshly 19-year-olds, then it's a problem, right? Mm-hmm.
I see. So you were kind of intimidated to be quiet because of their
Saint's in a better place now, yeah. His soul has left his body finally.
connections.
Don't worry, he'll be back. I won't let him go that easy.
Yeah, I just...
Hello, Shadow and Witch! What's up? What's up is more pain.
I don't want to say it like that because I don't like being weak. I don't...
You do a terrible job at being anything else, I'll be honest, because in everything I've seen about you, you've been quite pathetic.
I don't like the fact that I look back on this and I didn't do fucking anything. And I get pissed at myself. And Susie can tell you because I've been complaining to this about it for 4 years.
For 4 years, you have been complaining about it? About what? The FCK club? So, you're telling me you knew from kinda pretty much the beginning that something was wrong? And Doodles also knew because you complained to them constantly? Nezzie and Doodles. What's your wordies?
Not even just 4 years. Like it's
Oh, not just 4 years.
You just got angry that Akumu wouldn't stop
Quickly back to Akumu.
harassing you for 4 years. It's been since this situation started that you really held the regret of not doing things sooner.
For 4 years you regretted not doing anything any sooner. Doodles, I thought you didn't know about anything being wrong in the FCK. But Nezzie complained to you for 4 years? Something not adding up here.
And we've had plenty of conversations about that by this point.
Because I forgot about
that was
it so
kinda...
long. I didn't think about it.
Yeah, no, because, like, that...
Imagine trying to get up so high on the soup box that you topple over each other.
Yeah, that was kind of the thing. Like, after we all dipped, I don't think, like, any of us had any of the logs or stuff. None of us had, like a Discord exporter wasn't something that any of us knew about, I don't think. Maybe a couple people did, but I sure as fuck didn't. So, like, obviously that wasn't something that was really gonna come to my mind either.
Yeah.
It didn't really come to my mind,
And I closed the DM, so...
I closed the DMs. Nezzie, you fucking twat.
Sorry.
Which is something that I've been kind of kicking myself over because, man, do I really want that conversation with Ben the Looney, because I rewatched Minty's video.
I didn't take screenshots and I closed the DMs. I just took some, you just took some aside from apparently the one that had the important information in it. Crazy how that works.
And it's not good.
So, regarding Minty's video, actually, I looked at some of the dates that Ben the Looney was like threatening to expose the fact that Toby was in a server where minor had their own not safe for work chat.
Okay, this is now interesting because...
And that is when, it was around that time when Nezzie asked for that chat to be removed.
Because in Lyo's call, he admitted that it was because he was worried about what it would look like. Not mostly because of the minors. So I'm wondering, will he also admit it to Thumin?
Was that because Bentaluni was threatening to expose the chat that it was asked to be removed, or did that have anything to do with that? Because it was around that same time, like the dates.
I don't think so, because I don't understand that, because of the fact that the reason why Toby got mad at him is because he was posting porn of underage characters, and we all got on his ass to delete it.
Yeah, he was posting underage characters, can you imagine? We say, the people from the chat that had minors in it.
And then
Yeah,
it's like,
and
well,
then
we have to
he kind of like was like reverse Uno card. He was like, well, you're getting angry at a drawing, but you're letting a 15-year-old post porn on their own, like drawn porn that they drew, like a minor drew in the same server. So they were kind of like calling guys hypocrites for that. And that's when it was asked for that server. Okay, you know what, Toasty?
Oh fuck, I misclicked.
There was another user.
It's great.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll be right back.
I wish you luck. Hopefully.
I'll be right back.
The Toby Majestic stuff.
I will find
There's
it.
gonna be stuff that like implicates a lot more. Maybe a couple people did, but I sure as fuck didn't. So
Where is it?
there's gonna be stuff that like implicates a lot more of us in there than we think. I'm not gonna deny that possibility.
15-year-old post porn on their own, like drawn porn that they drew.
I think it's here.
Like a minor drew in the same server. So they were kind of like calling guys hypocrites for that. And that's when it was asked for that server. Sorry, that.
Ah, okay. So. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what they will say here. Will they say, oh, because we cared so much for the victim?
Channel to be removed around, I think the dates were around that time.
Because I think I know that this. I don't remember that either.
Okay.
I don't remember
I can
that.
check like the dates and just circle back to that. But that was something
Might be
that
right.
Oh, I don't even remember that.
yeah, it was something that Laka brought to my attention when I watched their stream regarding the FCK.
Now he says he don't remember that. You know, even though he admitted with Flyo. Yeah, because Bentaluni made all the accusations and it would look bad.
They were going through some of the situation, because while I was involved in the Toby drama to an extent, I wasn't as involved to know all the inner details or Bentaluni's involvement in the FCK or things like that. So I had no idea that it got...
Neddy doesn't admit because he thinks Thumin won't toss him into the Chuck E. Cheese ball pit. True.
Goes as deep as the Toby drama, some of this. But yeah, that is something that they brought out and said that, okay, well, Ben was thrown out of the server because of because they were drawing inappropriate photos of children, minors.
Hey, if I wanted to cause debate now, I would be like, guys, what is worse? What is worse? Drawing underage characters in bad things? Drawing Lolly and Shota? Or showing porn in its server full of minors? Hey Lynn, hello! Welcome to Pain.
And then he kind of was like, well, you guys are angry about this, but you're letting a minor post not safe for work in the same server. And then that thing was taken down then. And a lot of the more nefarious things in the server were a little bit cleaned out there, according to Bentaluni.
I don't remember Ben threatening us.
I mean, it's
funny. You remembered that in the liar call that was just, not even that long ago. Funny. Did you remember by then? Nezzie, I feel like you're lying. It's always a good day for Pain. See, Len has the right mindset.
Yeah, I don't remember a threat either. I mean, it's possible. It's possible there's could be stuff that like implicates a lot more of us in there than we think. I'm not.
Oh, it could implicate a lot more of us than we think, actually. Wow, I don't even remember.
Not gonna deny that possibility, but I don't.
It's literally just fishing for how much info Thumin has at this point.
I don't remember anything about that.
Okay.
I do know that, like, as Nezzy said earlier, like, they were critical of Toasty's
And we love you too, Len.
porn posting prior anyway, so, even if, you know, it was in response to Ben the Looney threatening, I don't see how that would necessarily, affect anything, because...
Boom. Doodles. I feel like this is not a good thing to say in your community. That's all about, you know, accountability. You know, what difference does it make? You know, if I say something because it's of the I think of the victim, or if I say something just because I worry about myself. What difference does it make, really? Doodles. Aren't you the accountability guys and think of the victim? The victims need to reclaim their story? What was it all about victims reclaiming their story? Doodles. No.
Because at that point, like, Nezzy was already criticizing Toasty for their porn posting anyway. So, shrug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
So shrug. Don't say shrug out loud.
I guess the criticism people are saying, or some people are saying, is that why did it take for someone to threaten to call that people in the server out for the Not Safe for Work channel to be removed? Why wasn't it removed in the first place? Because it was obviously wrong for it to be there, you know. Same with the situation with the FCK current.
The thing where I call them
Oh
out for
fuck! I can't stop misclicking.
their response was to say, "Shut up."
It was
I don't do anything after that. The only time I did speak out before the leaks came out.
to know all the inner details or Ventaloni's involvement in the FCK or things like that. So I had no idea that it goes as deep as the Toby drama, some of this. But yeah, that is something that they brought out and said that, okay, well, Ben was thrown out of the server because of because they were drawing inappropriate photos of children, minors, and then he kind of was like, well, you guys are angry about this, but you're letting a minor post Not Safe for Work in the same server, and then that thing was taken down then. And a lot of the more nefarious things in the server were a little bit cleaned out, according to Bentaloni.
Okay, we had this.
I don't remember Ben threatening us.
They were critical of Toasty's porn posting prior anyway, so even if you know, it was in response to Ben the Looney threatening, I don't see how that would necessarily affect anything, because
Again, very interesting statement from Doodles.
at that point, like, Nezzy was already criticizing Toasty for their porn posting anyway. So, shrug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I guess the criticism people are
Oh my god, this jellyfish looks like a little fairy. Look, this could be the legs, the head, a little head, the wings. Okay, no, I'm getting distracted.
saying, or some people are saying, is that why did it take for someone to threaten to call that people in the server out for the Not Safe for Work channel to be removed? Why wasn't it removed in the first place? Because it was obviously wrong for it to be there, you know. Same with the situation with the FCK currently. Some people on Twitter are saying, why are people now speaking out? Why didn't they speak out before the leaks came out?
Well,
The thing is that I did speak out before the leaks came out.
I did speak out before the leaks came out. Did you know, Leslie? Please, talk about it.
Okay. Could you tell me more about that?
There was a tweet I asked Susie to find because she's better at it than I am, and I'm lazy.
I'm fucking lazy. You know, I have this tweet that could exonerate me, but I was too lazy to look for it. Great defense, Nezzy.
There's a tweet where when I'm talking about, because I was beginning to realize that I was older,
Because I realized I was older now that I turned 20.
and I was like, oh shit, I need to make it clear that I don't make content for kids. And I wanted to be more careful because
Imagine you have to make this clear.
like I don't want to fucking hurt anybody. People may not believe me when I say that, but I don't want to hurt anybody.
I believe you.
Stop.
I just bite everyone when I have to defend myself.
Thank you.
When I get into trouble.
but I made a tweet saying it was, no, don't get me wrong, it was vague.
Oh, I made a vague post. Oh, I called them out before. Okay, it was a vague post, but... Nezzie, this is not how it works.
But I made a tweet saying I'm turning this Twitter into 18+, and I have made changes to my Discord server to have like an 18+ thing on it now.
For the record, dude, do you make your content kid-friendly? No. I wouldn't be posting porn or something, but I think I say many things children should not hear.
Even though no, there's no NSFW in it. To add that, because
I changed my own rules because I didn't want people to... I didn't want to become the second FCK.
Don't want the FCK server shit to happen again. And then I remember getting a DM from an artist that was in there to see if I was okay.
I will turn everything 18+. Why? Are you okay?
Which Susie also has.
Okay.
Looking for it.
Yeah, when you have it, you can share it in the chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Susie, my personal archive.
Imagine if Susie is your personal archive.
I try. I am wondering though if I actually do have it.
That's a bad archive.
Because I was confused about this, which is the other reason why I didn't talk about the FCK, because I don't take screenshots of anything.
Mm.
Like, most of the time I exit a conversation and I don't do anything after that. The only time that I've screenshotted stuff is like recently.
Yes, the only time I've seen screenshots from you was when it was about Akumu. And then that once, you missed the important one. She stores her memories in her diapers.
And even that's rare.
I actually don't know if I have it. Can you tell me what the tweet might have contained?
Something I'm getting older, FCK. This is now 18.
She leaked her own personal archives. Majanga, the funniest thing about yesterday when I went over Doodletones was the video where Doodles went over their DeviantArt story. The video was privated or deleted on their channel. It was on the archive by Doodles. The video that I showed. It was great. It was amazing.
Plus.
Right, there it is. September 30th, 2023. And we'll just, copy that.
Was it very late? Yes. Should I have done it sooner? Yes. I didn't think about it for a long time because
I didn't think about it for a long time. Why? I thought Akumu stalked you and always reminded you of it. You didn't think of that? Of why he was... You know? Why he was trying to contact you? Crazy how that goes.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah, as far as me, I don't think I spoke out against it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I spoke out against it. I think I might have mentioned it in live streams a couple of times that it was just it was a server that I was in that started the Toby Majestic stuff that Toasty just kind of used to...
Yeah, you know, that is the most important thing you needed to know about the server. You know, it started the Toby Majestic stuff. You know, Toasty was in there.
Gather, like, content creators. I think that's
Yeah, the most important things. The most important things truly are... It started the Toby drama. And Toasty was collecting artists. Nothing else to see here. Yeah, they made Akumu the villain.
So that could be on me. That could be a criticism against me, sure.
Honestly, I can actually believe that they made Akumu the villain and actually forgot why.
Okay, that's something people always ask. They're always saying on Twitter. And it's the first thing that people say. Oh, now everybody has a lot to say when the leaks are out. But also, I would say a counter criticism to that is, for example, Susie didn't know the full extent of everyone's ages and how bad it really was. So
yeah, no, I didn't.
Immediately, no, I didn't. No,
I didn't. But you know, I could have probably.
Doodle denying it too fast and too strong can look a bit suspicious.
Probably still talked about how just weird the server was in general.
It was just weird, you know, it was weird even without the miners. Hello Supernova Kitty, jellyfish look like aliens. Yeah, some of them, truly. Funny thing is, I live directly at the ocean, and one day in summer, the harbor was so full of jellyfish, you could only see jellyfish. It was crazy.
Sure. I can take my lumps on that. That's an L.
I will take my lump. It was an L. You know, the L that I didn't see the grooming and the weird porn everywhere around miners, you know. That's a bit of an L.
Yeah. Another question I had was when the leaks came out,
show the eye jelly again. Fine. I'm here to serve. Let me see. Where is it? It's here. Opera house. DewsSnailHouse. Bam. Bam. I love the second one here because it looks like an animal where you shine your light on and it reflects in their eyes. They're just silly little guys. I love them. This is my spirit animal. Boop.
Nezzie, you made a very scary response.
You're welcome, Majunga.
And I say scary
for
because
you
I know
always.
when the leaks came out, nobody wanted for you to get hurt or anything, or any of the people getting criticized.
I want for them to get criticized.
Of the leaks to get hurt. So I wanted to ask, like, what was your thought process when?
In 10 minutes, I will show yours. Okay, drummer, can pause. I will 3 seconds to show more jellyfish. I promise. 10. Oh, those snails. Okay. Forget the 10 seconds. I need to show you 2 things. Side tangent. Fuck it. We have drummer. Oh, those are the ones we have. These little guys. And also. Because now I'm excited because I heard snails. Blue Yokai was also in the op block Discord. Made this. Saturday is Tuesday with a little snail house. I love it so much. And me a little snail. I love it. It's always so exciting to get art. I love all the artists in our community. Bum and bum. Bum and bum and bum and bum.
When you made your response to everything.
Okay. I'm not proud of that.
You're not proud? Oh.
At all. And I know people are not going to believe me on this, but most.
Oh my god, already. Oh, I know, no one will believe me. I am the victim. Mistress Dew's true form. To the escargot. Thank you.
Most dramas that happen is at the worst possible time.
I see.
So at that time, I was really physically sick. And I was a lot of...
Guys, I was sick. You don't understand. It's cute. Thanks, Quantum.
Personal stuff was happening. And I didn't have...
Oh god, and a lot of personal stuff. I couldn't look at the grooming.
My therapist at the time. I was in a transition period.
Oh, my therapist at the time. Oh.
And it was just really fucking bad. And...
The great therapist who watches all the drama videos?
Because of the fact that I knew who was behind it, that didn't help. Because I don't know if you know this, I'm not on good terms with either Gal or Akumu. Because...
Why would you care about who is behind it in these cases? Again, it's fine if you don't like them. But if they have, like in this case, an extremely serious case and the evidence to show for it, don't give a shit if I like him or not.
because of the shit that they've done and
I
said.
did not know this, yeah. I knew that Kumu was considered a troll for the longest time. So that I know. But regarding Gal, I have no idea what kind of dramas they've been in.
Gal has. I'm not without going into detail because it's not really either of our stories to tell.
Oh, it's not our story to tell.
Gal has stalked one of our friends.
Oh, Gal has stalked one of our friends. Oh, fuck you.
For years.
Also for years, just as Akumu has stalked Nezziemonster for years. Crazy.
I am allowed to tell one story because it's mine.
This is my story.
Me and a friend of mine had confessed to suicidal ideation, and their response was to say, "Shut up," followed by an excuse if they didn't know how to word it. It's like, "Oh, I meant shut up and stop saying that about yourself." It's like, you don't start a sentence with "shut up" when your
Yes, you can.
friend wants to kill themselves.
It depends. I'll be honest. I said something like this towards a friend who had depression and was talking about killing themselves constantly. So, c'est la vie.
Yeah, okay. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry that you had to go through something like that.
And they didn't do it and made it everyone's problems nowadays.
I'm glad that you didn't hurt yourself though, and that you're here with us today.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about that. A bunch of shit was happening at once. It wasn't just this, and it was just 4 years of stress compiling onto me at once. And like, I got triggered by these people. I got triggered
by these people who told me what I did wrong.
By a lot of issues that I was having physically, because my physical health was not great.
Of course it isn't.
I was having a lot of mental issues, and I know people like, "Oh, you're just making an excuse." I don't know how else to say it. And I want to be clear.
I don't want to make an excuse, but here are all my mental problems.
I wouldn't say it's an excuse.
And I look back on...
Damn, that jellyfish is wearing a fancy dress.
And I feel fucking embarrassed. Because I should have had a clearer head, and I didn't. I freaked the fuck out. I decided I'm going to wake up at 5 in the morning, and I'm just going to cause shit. And
to be fair, Nezziemonster and Doodletones didn't groom someone themselves. They just tried to silence the victims. Tried to strong arm the victims so they wouldn't get in trouble for kinda, don't saying anything about the groomings.
And just, it wasn't great.
Okay. I want you to stay safe. Even if there's criticisms in the video that I post, or if somebody else is posting videos and stuff. It's just, I would say that
keep yourself safe.
If it really is mentally draining for you to watch those videos, try your best to find like a safe person. Maybe Susie can watch them if they're in a better headspace.
Oh, Susie, you watch them.
And if there's something you need to know, they can let you know. But
exactly, as WebUser said, they didn't groom. They just sat on their fat acid and watched it happen.
I would say stay away from internet drama and things like that, as long as you're in a fragile situation, because at the end of the day, none of this is worth taking your life over. None of this is worth hurting yourself over.
No, Thumin did not say I don't want you to be safe. Thumin said I want you to be safe. Don't say this, drama.
Your life is precious and you have a beautiful future ahead of you.
This is a beautiful future. Why are you lying? This is just lying. They did, in fact, not have a beautiful future ahead of them.
And internet shit is just internet shit, And I think it definitely should not dictate your life, So I just hope you stay safe.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. But like I said, it wasn't just this. It was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back of just a lot of shit that was not even just happening at the time, but also just... I don't want to sound like I'm fucking throwing myself a pity party.
You already do. You already do. Shut up.
I've just have a lot of bad times. We'll leave it at that.
I just hope
I have a lot of bad times. Literally, I have it the worst.
you're getting help for them.
Oh no, yeah, I finally got a fucking new therapist. It's great.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we already know how well that went with the new therapist.
I wish you luck. Hopefully, you can get that proper help for that, so you can like at least feel good and better. I guess I don't have too many more questions regarding the FCK situation. I just wanted to pick your brains on your thought processes when you were in the server, and if you had any regrets, what would you maybe done different?
What
Why are you laughing like that?
wouldn't I have done different?
So everything.
I just wouldn't have joined this fucking server. Like,
Funny how Doodles doesn't say, oh, I would have informed people about it sooner. No, I just wouldn't have joined, so I wouldn't get into trouble. You kinda, you know, playing too much with an open hand here, Doodles. Can't you lie a bit better if you're already lying?
because
No.
I didn't know Toasty.
I didn't know, Toasty.
That's my
Oh.
fault. I'm so sorry.
That's my fault, I'm sorry. What, Nezzie? Did you introduce Doodles to Toasty?
I actually came up now. I just came up with 2 more questions. One of them was regarding the fact that Toasty was like gathering creators in the FCK server. And I remember during the Toby drama, there was a lot of coordination with video posting and stuff. And in hindsight, a lot of the FCK people were the ones collaborating. That made me wonder that could I have been right?
Or do I see it wrong? I find it kind of interesting that Doodles isn't like, yeah, I would have exposed them right away, or try to keep the miner safe right away, you know? Instead of going like, I would have never joined, the fuck?
About the fact that people were, you know, ganging up on
I-
certain individuals, maybe?
Well, if they were, I don't fucking know.
I don't fucking know, no. It's not like they tried to gang up on Akumu.
Again, by the time that the Toby stuff had started, a bunch of people dipped, myself included.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And another question I had was regarding the criticisms towards Nezzie specifically. What would your response be to those that say call you out on the hypocrisy of you criticizing someone in the SCC when you were involved in the
Can I
FCK
actually,
situation?
Shut up, Doodles.
can I actually ask for elaboration on that? Like, which situation in particular is Nezzie being considered a hypocrite for?
Everything. Life.
Well, it was brought to my attention that, Susie, on your channel, there's a video series where someone called Tippy and Keyblade or something like that were...
I can't believe there's someone named Tippy, because my mind immediately went to the other Tippy.
being criticized.
To the only real Tippy.
And that Nezzie was in the call telling them to take accountability.
So, do you know why that situation happened?
So the TLDR
No one cares.
that I got was that I think Keyblade told someone to kill themselves. And then
Quiet, Doodles. The adults are talking. You would call Nezzie an adult? There can only be one Tippy. True.
they were being criticized about that.
No.
Wait, for
Well-
real?
Well,
Oh, now he gets... now he gets it.
I was about to say, it's like, no, that's not exactly what happened, though that is the reason Keyblade in particular was in trouble.
Will the real Tip Shady please sit up? Please sit down.
Tippy was in trouble for allowing someone who was friends with a known groomer
Yes.
in the chat and sat on that for 2 years.
Oh.
I see.
So they weren't even the groomer themselves, but allowed a friend who was friends with a groomer in chat?
No, I'm pissed. That's
Okay.
what people are calling me a hypocrite over?
Nezzie, this is pretty much what you did.
Yeah, so what they're saying is saying anything to the FCK server. So do you have the ground?
True, Presta. The only time Nezzie shows any true emotion, not gonna lie. This is where Nezzie gets like, what?
To tell someone else why they were quiet about something regarding a
Yes.
similar situation. Yeah.
Because I was 19 versus
I was freshly 19, guys. I wasn't 20. I wasn't an adult yet.
Being 23.
Mm.
Mhm.
Wait,
It
the
would
person
make
being
more
criticized
sense.
is 23?
Well, Tippy, it's like Tippy in particular is the same age as I am. So she is 27, or she is around 27 now. She's probably still 26 if she hasn't had a birthday, but
Who cares?
during 2023, she was 26.
Also, just because the situation isn't exactly the same, doesn't mean that you can compare these two. Doodles, Nezzie, are you both really that stupid?
Keyblade, I think, is only maybe a year or 23 or 24.
Yeah, but anyway, that is the criticism. Yes, that is going around. That people are saying that wow, Nezzie, how is Nezzie saying anything to anyone when they were quiet about the FCK?
I hate that so much.
I hate that so much. Oh no! Now he's suddenly pissed.
It would make sense. I would understand it more if it was reversed. But that's not what fucking happened. That's not what happened.
Did
I
you
was
get
quiet
that's
on
more
yesterday.
clarity?
But dude, you don't understand. He was 19 and freshly at that. True. It's been so long, you know, I don't even know what it was like anymore to be freshly 19.
I like clarify that so I can like maybe perhaps if there's like a situation in the video that I can clarify that.
Mm-hmm. Also, I'm really sorry if I'm getting heated. I'm very
No,
emotional right now.
it's okay.
It is 4 in the
Oh god, now I'm getting really heated. Now I'm getting really emotional.
morning.
No, I
did
know
warn
it's not
Thumin
the word, so
beforehand.
it's fine.
I
Yeah, it's 4
did
a.m.
warn Thumin beforehand.
Yeah.
But
All
yeah,
my best
no,
calls
but,
happen at 3 in the morning.
but yeah, no.
Wait, it's 3 in the morning for you?
Yeah, it's 4.
What the heck? I'm
Yeah,
so sorry. I
the-
thought that it was like a better time.
Quantum tried to trick me to put $1 into the misgender jar.
Oh my goodness! If I had known it was just, like
I can't believe Quantum will do this to me.
for you, I would have scheduled it.
Oh no, don't worry. I slept today. And then I have an appointment
Don't worry, I'm sure you're a bed bug.
at 10:30, so it's fine.
Okay.
But yeah, the situation surrounding Tippy and Keyblade was because
I love how passionate they suddenly get as soon as it is about other people's drama.
there was another user who was in the Cloud Palace, my commentary group, for years,
I'm sorry, Majanga. Sadly, Doodles get to speak too much.
who was apparently still friends with a known groomer by the name of V Omega, and he just did not want to distance himself from V. Again, who
Hey. No. Even my internet doesn't want to hear Doodles. Come on.
Yeah.
but
All my
yeah,
best
no,
calls
but-
happen at 3 in the morning.
What the fuck? Okay, where are we? 58. Let's try this again. Boop. Oh. Oh. What is it doing? There. Quantum, thank you for the $1. Here's your money. Yes, I go by voices, so I get confused. Don't worry, I understand.
That's how I got gaslit.
It's
Okay.
mentally
let's see.
draining for you to watch those.
Don't worry,
That should
as
be
you
your
see, I
brains
have
on
the
your
same
thought
problem. I try my best, but sometimes.
Processes when you were in the server, and if you had any regrets, what would you maybe done different?
I hate that.
That
Okay, I hope Ellie kills herself.
Oh!
Or Ellie won't be. But yeah, the situation surrounding Tippy and Keyblade was because there was another
Put the pacifier in!
user who was in the Cloud Palace, my commentary group, for years, who was apparently still friends with a known groomer by the name of V Omega, and he just did not want to distance himself.
You know what? I think I'm starting to see where Jar got it from, that he always talks about other dramas when he talks about about his own stuff.
From V.
And then gets very passionate about it.
Again, who we knew groomed people. Who actually, I think had a story of like attempted rape to Neko Koda as well.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
What does this have to do with anything?
V Omega is not a good person, and so
Yes, but again, just because it's not the exact same situation doesn't mean that you can't be a hypocrite.
Vigil,
And that certain aspects of it can be compared.
keeping in contact with V was like, was something that he was getting criticized for, and then he dipped. Afterwards, I told the people in the Cloud Palace that, or the people in the Cloud Palace who knew, because some people did talk about how they knew, one of those people being Tippy, who knew for 2 years.
No, this is about another drama. This is about another drama, not about the FCK.
That they shouldn't be in the Cloud Palace anymore, and if they're going to endanger minors like that, like knowingly and willingly, because
This is this is almost the same situation. What are you talking about, Doodles?
V could have been like casing the joint, and I almost suspect that he was, because in 2022 he had come back.
Why do you talk about all this whole story now? Do I have to understand that?
It's not good. There's a lot of moving parts to that situation.
There were a lot of moving parts. Oh wow, just like the FCK crazy.
Yeah.
The only reason that Keyblade got in trouble was because after Tippy got kicked out of the Cloud Palace, he went into another chat and was just like, "Hey, I hope Ellie kills herself." Or Ellie Momeli
No drama, this was the other one.
killed herself, and that was particularly notable because literally a week prior, Ellie had attempted her life.
Well, someone tells someone who's suicidal to kill themselves, crazy.
Oh my goodness.
I don't like that comparison in the slightest.
Again, wiping it up in this situation. No one cared about the full story here.
Plus, Keyblade already had a bit of a history of being kind of a fucking shady prick behind the scenes anyway. He was kind of on thin ice as was.
I have heard, this has nothing to do with the FCK situation, but this is like a heads up for just Susie. But I have heard that people are criticizing you specifically.
Ooh. For what?
Regarding that call with Key. And that they're saying that Key telling someone to kill themselves, while it's really bad, that them being like lambasted in the call reminds them of the Rosa call, kind of. Another criticism I heard was that
Not the Rosa call.
it was regarding Lio Convoy. So people are saying that Lio Convoy has told some others to kill themselves. They told Rosa in the Rosa call to kill herself. So why are people calling Key out on it, but not Lio? So those are some of the things that they're kind of like throwing your way. So I'm just giving you a heads up.
No, those I can answer like just off the bat. They're both kind of already explained in my Brooke the Dragon Dog video as was. When it came to Lio telling people to take themselves off the senses.
I'll be honest, the sentence "take yourself off the senses" is still amazing.
I mean, I wasn't 100% aware that he was doing that, and
Have a good night, Liv.
I literally went to him and was like, "Hey, maybe you shouldn't do that." I did that while I was making my Brooke the Dragon Dog video. And the other one, as far as the Cloak and Dagger calls themselves, I've also said that it's like, I'm not too thrilled about that call in hindsight.
Oh, not too thrilled, but you know.
I do kind of wish it was more productive.
Oh yeah, those calls are always so productive. It's only like 16 more minutes.
But this was also a lot of our first times really dealing with a situation like this. Especially those of us from the SCC didn't really know how to handle a situation like that.
You never knew how to handle situations like that. The fuck is wrong with you?
Because we're still trying to get our footing when it comes to actual conflict resolution.
Conflict resolution is what we call it nowadays. Good old conflict resolution.
Instead of just making 100 videos about each other and making that into a whole situation.
Yeah.
The SCC
To
has
be
like,
honest,
a lot of...
Cloudy, do we also want a conflict resolution call?
I kind of like the 100 videos. I think it's
Yeah,
like,
well,
technically speaking, it's kind of like a SCC thing. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, the
This is
SCC,
an
the SCC, we've been kind of dealing with a big like cleanup era, and
Oh, we're in the cleanup era now. Okay.
so we're doing a lot more conflict resolution within chats and stuff. We're trying to keep these calls as civil and as productive as we can. You can kind of see that in the Sean Sampson and Sonic Ward calls that happened even after the Cloak and Dagger stuff.
Poor web user about to go to the good place like Saint Invader. True.
And we're kind of getting our footing. We're still a little shaky here and there, but we're working on it.
You're working on it, it's fine. Don't look at it.
Okay. I don't like that comparison
Oh, Nezzie is so bothered by the comparison, I swear to God.
of the comparison between the FCK and that call, because one,
One,
that
what
Tippy
is
call
it?
happened after the FCK. Comparison of the comparison between the FCK and that call, because one, the Tippy call happened
Yeah, have a good night, web user.
after the FCK. I would understand it more if it was reversed, but that is like
Sorry, I just needed to steam up for a second. I'm losing it over here. Clean up, Ark. Cool, clean yourself up, you freak. True. Truski speaking nothing but the truth. Well, if they went through a similar experience about their drama, why not speak about the FCK? It's not rocket science on the comparison between those two instances. Exactly, Pastor, and they can see it. They can rub the two brain cells together to see it. And hello, welcome back, Pimenta.
like 4 years of knowledge and growing. And that
Oh, 4 years of knowledge and growing. Not much knowledge was gained.
That's probably why I reacted that way. Because I didn't want it repeated.
Oh.
That's what's making me mad about this. It was like, oh, you're being a hypocrite because you did this. I did that when I was 19.
Oh.
I was 19, guys. I'm a different person.
It's kind of
I
unfair,
did that. Yeah, and it's like, well, you were an adult. It's like, that's not how maturity works.
You didn't suddenly have a maturing speed up as soon as you turned 20. That's not how it works.
And not even just that. I was undiagnosed. I was
undiagnosed, guys.
unmedicated.
Unmedicated.
And I didn't have a therapist. And like,
Again, I feel like this is an excuse that wouldn't work on anyone else. If they were about to go after someone and those person would make the same arguments, they would be like, I don't care. You still need to be able to be held accountable. I can drop my brain cell. Dew is looking after it for me. I'm keeping it safe, Quantum.
I had a therapist near the cusp of the end. Because that was my birthday present. Yay, me, health.
Good birthday present.
Imagine you're so cray-cray that your parents are like, hey dear, happy birthday, we got you a therapist.
Yeah, it's great. My dad is like, I need you to go to therapy. I'm like, cool.
Oh my
Why?
god. No. I was imagining it's like a golden like envelope, and it's like here it's a like a gift card to therapy or something.
Blanca ass fucking.
Your gift card. Therapy gift card. Imagine. Hey honey, this is the most expensive birthday gift we ever got you. We got you your own therapist.
Therapist
Yeah,
card?
yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, brilliant.
But actually,
I
it's like him sitting you down. You need therapy now. Happy birthday, by the
Yeah.
way. I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
it's not my birthday.
No, you acted like that because you're a self-righteous piece of shit who saw an opportunity to take the moral high ground, but you're too stupid to see the hypocrisy. Truski, sometimes your name is too fitting, always speaking the truth.
That's the funny thing about that video is Kumu lies about how old I was when this was happening, when you can easily fact check that because that was at the beginning.
Again, Akumu said you were 20 when you were 19. I don't think that's a lie. He just probably made a mistake when he was 16.
Beginning of 2020. My birthday's in June.
So wait,
Akumu should have, first he complains that Akumu stalked him, and then complains that Akumu doesn't know his birthday. This makes me so glad I never had kids. Same. Imagine having to deal with this.
wait, is this like Akumu's first video, or is this his like the
No.
like the FCK video?
No, he's been doing this for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, he Akumu says that Nezzy is 20 in the FCK video specifically, but yeah, he's been at this for years.
Yeah, because for years you all continue to lie.
And you would think he would have his story straight.
This aged like milk. Poor Mark. I think he has his story pretty straight now with the 9-hour video. What do you say, Doodles? Oh, wait, you're not around anymore. Oh.
But, like, I don't know. I've been going through his videos and I've been finding a bunch of things that, like, he is just not being honest about.
I mean, he accused us. Sorry.
I would be very careful about, like, talking to him and associating with him.
Like, it was made.
Yeah, no one would want to talk to him or associate with him, Thumin? You shouldn't talk to him.
To talk about him.
Mm.
And, like...
already trying here to be like, yeah, Thumin, you shouldn't talk to him, he's crazy. Doodles, please come back. I'm steaming, and you could use the contact to look. Truski, are you would you throw a tooth bomb at the Doodles?
It's just been a
couple of things.
It doesn't help the fact that he thought the FCK was specifically made about him.
They should be thankful that their parents paid for therapy, but all I hear is an entitled child. Yep. Talking so much about maturity and growing up and learning, what? Still sounding pretty and like an entitled toddler to me.
Like it was made to talk about him.
Oh, he just wanted to talk about himself. Yes, about his experience as a 16-year-old who got lambasted by big content creators just because they didn't like him and because he had dirt on them. Fucking sucks, huh?
Mm.
And like, it's just been a fucking mess. He never got over it.
He never got over it. Over what, Nezzy? Please tell me, what didn't he ever get over with, huh?
He never got over it. And I
shortly asked him about the FCK, and he told me that he felt like you and the other creators in the FCK that were older than him at the time ganged up on him.
Oops.
And would go and share his videos in the FCK chat logs, and then go and comment on his stuff, like negative comments and stuff like that. And that he felt targeted by a lot of the bigger creators there as a minor.
And absolutely, he should have a right to speak on that part.
Oh, suddenly he has a right to speak on it. Wow. Or, he can have 1 or 2 points he can speak on, but not on the things around it, okay?
I don't disagree on that. Having gone back through the logs myself,
You absolutely disagree on that. Stop lying.
I was like, this is a little weird that they're beefing with a 16-year-old like this.
Yeah.
The very
I don't
most
remember
that
being-
the very most that I partook in was a video that Madlips had made where I just called them transphobic.
Oh, I just called him transphobic, you know? I didn't join the dog pile. I just called him transphobic.
Shrug.
Shrug. Stop saying shrug out loud.
Like,
I don't really remember being. I remember.
Oh, I don't remember. Oh, my favorite. Take a shot every time Nezzie says I don't remember.
Not tweeting. I remember shooting in a DM because somebody had DM'd me about like something in that video. That's all I remember. And then the video that Lucy did on Akumu when they're like 2 years apart.
Yes, what about the video that Fuchsia Butter made, huh? That everyone hyped on.
And Nezzie, you were in a video with Ponder's Pocket regarding Akumu.
Yeah, that's what started it.
Yeah. So
Oh, of course, your video was the one that started it all.
I think that they're like really invested in this FCK thing is because they feel kind of vindicated that now that they have the logs, they've noticed and seen that, okay, the things that I thought were going on behind the scenes were actually true, but people don't want to admit it. I think his biggest thing is he just wants an apology.
Is it okay if I talk a little bit more about that comparison and the history of with Akumu?
What the fuck? This was not what... Why don't you answer to this point that Thumin just made?
Yes, of course.
I don't know
Yeah, the video's private now, but there are archives of it.
if it says differently in the logs. I don't know if I'm remembering something wrong.
Oh, the selective memory issues come back again.
But I didn't send people to him. I don't control what people do. And I think at one point during the call with him, I actually apologized. Like, hey, like, yes, we could have handled
No, you told him to just tell people to fuck off.
it differently. I told that to him. That's in a call. And like, you can fact check me on this. Like I said, my memory's bad.
Oh, my memory's bad, especially when I am the one who has to admit falsehood.
But you remember this and that. It's like, that's almost like how memory works. I don't
This is not how memories works.
know if you know this, but I'm more likely to remember the first 150 Pokemon than my breakfast. But I don't like that
Do you compare the grooming server to your breakfast?
comparison. I don't like the dumbing down of the Tippy situation and the dumbing down of the FCK situation, because that's what it is.
It has to be dumbed down for you, apparently, because you don't remember. How do you know that it isn't just simple as that when you don't remember anything? Am I going crazy? Am I the crazy one?
It's dumbing down both these situations in order to grasp for a comparison.
The selective memory is very OP in the avoiding accountability meta.
I don't want to be fucking compared to Tippy either. I don't want to be
But I don't want to be compared to Tippy.
compared to Tippy. Because we did not do
The
the
most important about the whole situation, I don't want to be compared to Tippy.
same thing. Me not talking as a 19-year-old when surrounded by other content creators is not the same thing as
Funny, the 16-year-old had no problem to call it out. And you all tried to make him shut up. Funny how that works.
actively telling minors to stay quiet. I was not in
Funny how after this call, just shortly after, you'd spread around that Terry is a fucking liar.
contact with anybody other than maybe Teddy and Wada. And I didn't tell them to not talk about it. I didn't silence anybody. I talked about it.
And also, by trying to make Akumu shut up, you also silenced the story. Okay? Because you didn't want it to spread around, you didn't want to admit your falsehoods, You just wanted to sweep for yourself and some friends.
It publicly.
So it's a misrepresentation of the facts, basically.
Yeah, I know that I was an adult. I know that.
But I was only 19.
But I was also 19.
My brother in Christ. Shut the fuck up.
Is that a good thing that I did that? No, it's really shitty that I did that. And as someone who's almost 24, I would never do that shit again
Of course, not nowadays. You would make everything better.
because it's fucking irresponsible. I don't like this like picture that people are trying to paint me as like being some type of predator. I was irresponsible.
Yeah.
No one called you a predator. No one called you a predator, Nezzie. Just a lion sweeper. And someone who tries to silence the story and tries to sweep it all under the rug.
Or Mad Libs were predatory in the slightest. I think you were negligent. But that...
I love it when people get accused of the least crime in a situation and they're like, you all act like I groomed the children.
Is the extent of, I think, you guys' involvement.
I also just don't like the fact that it's completely ignored that I did try to help at one point, whether it was
By vague posting.
for the right or wrong reason. I did try. I tried.
I tried to help by looking out for myself.
Yeah, and I will definitely make that known in the video. Because I feel like, actually, I might...
Oh, I see, you didn't know any better. Still don't care. Burn, freak, burn! Nah. I think Nezzie knew better. Again, because Nezzie tried to silence people about it. Tried to make people shut up about it. And it's also in a community that's very much about the holding accountability.
I not even need to let it be known myself. Teddy, actually, when I interviewed them, let me know already then. So it's in the interview. And also I talked with other minors, and all of them had the same sentiment, that you didn't have much like sway or much, you didn't like negatively impact them at least, and your involvement was minimal, is the consensus that I got from many different people.
I
try to help myself. True, Pimenta.
I'm just really... Yeah. Sorry, I keep interrupting you. I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead, go.
I'm so sorry. I'm just the most important person in here.
It's okay.
That's just... I know I'm an asshole. I try to be better about it.
No, it's not an asshole. We have like latency issues and stuff. It happens.
Majunga, no. What if instead of the FCK, it was the FRK, and they touched each other? Wait a minute.
Yeah, we got one person in the States, got someone in Europe, and we got someone in Japan. It's a bit fucked.
Yeah, mention once again that you live in Japan.
But if there's one major thing that I regret about that, is I'm so fucking sorry that I didn't do more to help.
But you did anything you could, I thought, you know? You were only 19, you vague posted, what else could you have done?
And that I just kind of sat there. I'm so fucking sorry, because even
this is just I just say what they want to hear.
Even though I was 19, it was my job to keep other people safe, and I didn't do that. I didn't do enough. I tried at the end, whether it was for good or bad intention.
Now you're just kind of calling on yourself.
I don't know, because I don't remember. But
Oh, fuck you. I don't know, because I don't remember.
I tried.
For a moment, Nezzie almost forgot that they don't remember.
And I'm so sorry that I didn't do more.
of you, and I'm sure when the victims also see this, they will. I'm sure that you are definitely not the one that they are asking for apologies from. I know that. It's a learning lesson. It can be a learning lesson, I think. But I feel like the reason why it's good that we talked and it's good that you got this out there as well is so that the viewers that watch and those that, you know, talk about this story, that they also...
Well, do you guys think Thumin is happy that she didn't make the video sooner? Because now they figure all this shit out. Cry harder!
So know that it's not just these evil villains running around, you know, plotting to put children in harm's way.
Yeah.
It was a situation that did happen, but I just hope that it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, I've done my best not to repeat that.
I've done my best to not let kids getting groomed in a Discord again.
That's one of the reasons why I hate that comparison, because I did try. I did try to change things. Like, I'm more careful about the jokes that I make around people.
I'm very careful to not make dirty jokes.
I actively, like, make sure I change my Twitter.
Maybe just be in adult spaces. God, if you feel that way, Nezzy, take your plumps and own up what you did. And for God's sake, apologize. Actually apologize to Akumu. Yes.
I can't control who watches my YouTube, but like I tried, and I really don't like the fact. That's one of the reasons why I felt like people were kind of rubbing my nose in it like I'm a dog, because acknowledgement of change.
Oh God, people rub my nose into my mistakes, you know. But they don't acknowledge the way I changed. No, because you still sound like a whiny bitch.
And I know that I don't
and always end up on, I don't remember, I tried my best, I was only 19. I have depression.
expect a fucking sticker for doing the
You definitely expect a sticker and a cake.
basics, but I expect at least some type of acknowledgement. But I feel like people, and they do this with a bunch of content creators.
I expect acknowledgement for the way I bettered myself, even though it's not obvious.
Do this with people in general, which is in of itself a hypocrisy. But they don't expect or acknowledge change, and it creates this very
I have changed, guys, for the worst.
Negative idea that the change is pointless. And
The problem is you haven't changed. You just say the right string of words now.
I disagree with that.
Yeah. This isn't like an RPG, Nezzy, where you can just pick the right option to answer to something and you get to the happy ending.
Yeah, no, I disagree with that. I feel like we were all different back in 2019, 2020, and especially if they're like the people that weren't involved in the grooming, weren't involved in the more nefarious stuff.
Yeah, weirdly enough, many of these people who, like, again, stand high on their soapboxes and preach about acceptance and all that, and accountability, and holding people accountable, have a very hard time actually using that on themselves.
I don't think they should be deplatformed or run out the internet or harassed or anything like that. Criticized, yes. But that too is to an extent. It's like, okay, it happened. There's not really much else that can be done from that. And if that person knows that they fucked up and they've done, you know, the necessary precautions to not let it happen again, that is really all that can be asked from them. So,
well, that's what I mean. Is that because you see this with a lot of people where they constantly grill this person over a mistake, even though they've actually like.
That's what you guys always do. Am I the schizophrenic now?
Done it. It creates this mentality that change is pointless because, well, if this is all anybody's going to see me as, then I might as well not do anything. I just do what I want, and I really don't like that.
yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I just.
Nezzy assumes he's playing Undertale, but instead they're playing Deltarune.
I'm so sorry. I know that the victims don't expect an apology from me, but I am really sorry. I fucking failed as the adult in that situation, and I really have tried to do better.
You don't.
I've grown as a content creator, as I've grown as a person.
I have grown as a content creator. Great. I'm sure everyone is happy to hear that you've grown as a content creator.
And as I've gotten help, proper help, and surrounded myself with better friends, I really hope that I've done.
It was my friend's fault at the time.
better, and I want to do what's best.
And honestly, that is all you can do. So I thank you so much for allowing me to kind of pick your brain a little bit and get your perspective on this. Thank you also, Susie, for making this interview possible. And if anything, you know, if you remember anything that you think is going to be useful or you want to add, just let me know. You can put it in this group chat and I can take it into account when I'm scripting my video.
Gee, I'm sure Thumin is very happy that it took more time. So, what do we think, guys? What do you think? You know, I was noticing something recently. I noticed I always end my streams rather fast after I'm done through the content, but you know what? I like it when people take like, let's say 3 minutes to just talk to chat a little bit and think a little back at what we just saw. I find it incredible that almost every call with Susie and Nezziemonster is the same. Susie always saying like, oh, yeah, I didn't see much, I don't know, I haven't seen anything, yeah. What if I did, you know, stuff happens, blah, 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 blah. And Nezziemonster is just like, I was 19, I have this, I have that, I have everything. This is not an excuse, what you know, it's an explanation. I had much going on, I have bad days. Maybe don't sweep for groomers and attack minors on the internet. Crazy idea, Tursky. Hot take, hot take. The call only proves that liars sweep what they sow. Yes. And especially I like to compare this call. Cannonball jellies, yes. When you compare this call with the call of Lio's call, because in Lio's call, you know, Nezzy got a bit agitated because Lio actually stayed hard on the things and confronted Nezzy on things that didn't add up. And then, yeah, and even got Nezzy to admit that, yeah, didn't care about the victims. It was just to protect himself. That, oh, show pics, we sent jellies and snail chat. Fine, we look at jellies. Wait, never mind. Just me. Boop. Opera house. DewsSnailHouse. Boop. Boop. Oh wait, Len's cooking? What do you mean, Len? Just so you know, I'm doing last touches. And I'm done. If you stay a bit more. Okay, I have like 15 more minutes. So I'm excited because Len is doing the surprise I talked about in the beginning. I'm so excited to see it because it already, what I saw from it, it looks amazing. I'm so excited to use it for the next streams. Already hyped. Okay, let's see. What do we have? What do we have? What do we have? God damn it. Here's the forehead and here's the anal pore. He is an asshead. And a comp jelly, sea walnut, whose photo I took. And memes. Boop. This is just an alien. And we have Quantum, FSC, sheep. I love these. These look so silly. This doesn't look like a real animal. This looks like a Pokemon. You can't convince me that this isn't a Pokemon. You're lying if you say anything else. I was only 19, the victim was 12, whatever, but I was 19, guys! Send jellies and snullies. You know what, this is our palate cleanser. This is the palate cleanser minute. What about a glass script? There's a glass squid. By Fishy. Fishy is so happy right now, he's in his element. That thing is just throwing a party. Listen, those are just the wave parties of the ocean. Cutesy sheep, be right back digging more. Also send comp jelly gifts. 1000 years of jar tent, no 1000 years of dew streams. Forever. Forever going on. Will never stop. That's a little hair rouse moving, that's how they swim. Comp jellies are crazy because they technically aren't jellies. I can't believe we're now changing this into a learning about jellies. About jellyfish. Listen. There's a jelly life cam at the Monterey Bay Aquarium. I can't believe this is live. There's a piece of jellyfish swimming around. Hasn't Temple Ace released new calls? We're here for the dew tent. I am now the content. Ace Base. Let's see. FTK leak call with Nezzie and Doodletones. That's the one we just saw. Let's see. Videos. Live. Nope. Nezziemonster new info and hit piece. No, doesn't look like it. And let's look at him. Hamilton. Hamilton, a real human. Pomnigate, YouTube's most disturbing rabbit hole. No, also nothing new here. Let's look back at that, there's something new, but I might be wrong. Thumin's video probably also isn't out yet. Thumin. Oh yeah, probably went out over that already, that was there. Shout out to that octopus lady. Let's talk about Colleen getting cancelled. Yeah, no. Sadly, the video isn't out yet. Shout out to that octopus lady, by the way. 12-minute jellyfish education video with funnies and shit. Okay, let's see. Jellyfish educational video. All about jellyfish for kids. Jellyfish for kids. Live cam. Learn about jellyfish with kids. Hello, I want the adult learning course about jellyfish. I need the perfect length. 15 fascinating jellyfish facts for kids. Why is it all for kids? For adults. 15 incredible. Oh, it has a perfect length. 18 minutes. 18 minutes. Then I really must go to bed.
In the world, and those are just the species that we know about. These strange yet wonderful animals have been floating through the world's oceans for at least 700 million years. Some can kill with a sting, others catch prey thanks to bioluminescence, and most of them are very pretty to look at. So join me for today's video as we go through the top 15
Bruh. What is this?
incredible jellyfish species. Number 15. Atolla jellyfish. Also known as the Coronate medusa, the Atolla jellyfish is an amazing and beautiful species of deep-sea crown jellyfish and lives in oceans all around the world. This jellyfish can be characterized...
Drummer, you can't post. You can't post links in chat. It doesn't show up.
first and foremost by their 20 marginal tentacles and one hypertrophied tentacle, which is much larger than the rest. And this long trailing tentacle is most likely used to capture prey. But what really makes this deep red jelly so special is that it's bioluminescent, producing its own natural light. This adaptation
Post, you can post, not piss.
comes especially in handy when they're
That just looks like an alien.
under attack from natural predators. The Atolla will launch a series of flashes to draw in even bigger predators in the hopes that they'll take a bite out of their seaworthy assailant, because there's always a bigger fish. This feature has earned the animal the nickname alarm jellyfish.
The alarm jellyfish, I love it.
Bioluminescence became so prominent amongst the marine biology community that one biologist in particular, Edith Widler, created a device.
Sorry, drama, I'm currently invested in the 15 incredible jellyfish species. Next time we can watch yours. Then we need another palate cleanser.
Based on the Atolla jellyfish's distress signal, aptly named the E-jelly, which has been used to
The E-jelly.
successfully and efficiently lure in mysterious and rarely seen deep-sea animals for documentation, with one of these animals being the elusive yet frightening giant
A
squid.
jellyfish gonna become like Dew's version of Diesel's food and Beckesteines. You know what? Yes.
Number 14. Fried egg jellyfish.
Fried egg jellyfish, I love it.
With one of the sillier names in the animal kingdom, the fried egg jellyfish is a very large jellyfish from the
Does it taste like egg?
family Phacelophora, and it's recognizable thanks to looking just like a cracked egg, with the yolk sunny side up. Some of the eggy jellyfish can have a bell up to 2 feet in diameter, so despite the name, they're much larger than the breakfast food of their namesake. These jellies typically float about in the warmer waters of the world,
These look so cute.
particularly in the Mediterranean Sea. The fried egg jellyfish can
Hey, don't touch the yolk.
usually be found feeding on both plankton and smaller jellyfish, collecting them in their tentacles and bringing them into their mouth for digestion. Because of their limited motion, they mostly drift along with the current, even when they're swimming, and will often use suspension feeding as their main food-gathering strategy. But these marine animals will often develop a symbiotic relationship with larval crabs, in which these crabs will feed on the parasites within the jelly's bell, and in turn, the crabs
What? The jellies work with the crabs?
get a free ride as they sit on top of the yolky bell, and sometimes even within the tentacles. However, as the crab gets older, larger, and requires more food to keep it going, it turns on the driver and will begin to devour the jellyfish. Number 13. Black sea nettle. Sometimes referred to as the black jellyfish. The
Damn, that's a goth jellyfish.
black sea nettle can usually be found in the
Is
waters
this why egg prices are so high? Probably.
of the Pacific Ocean, ranging from Monterey Bay in the north down to the southern waters of Mexico. And since they're
Listen, if I would go diving and I would see this, I would be like, I'm on space.
discovery, you'll most likely find them in large groups. The black sea nettle can grow to be frighteningly large, with an average bell of about 3 feet in diameter and arms
3 feet?
extending anywhere from 16 to 20 feet out, ready to entangle their prey.
16 to 20 feet, holy shit.
As their name suggests, the bell color is a distinct opaque purple that's dark enough to appear as black, with it sometimes having a lighter brown
Yes, I want goth jellies.
reticulated pattern. In fact, no other jellyfish on the west coast that visits the shores is this dark. The black sea nettle also has a total of 8 sensory organs placed around its bell, which help them to detect food like zooplankton, which is incredibly abundant during red tides, and that's when the swarm comes. Each nettle tentacle is coated with thousands of microscopic nematocysts, all of which have a kind of trigger paired with a capsule containing a coiled stinging filament.
Okay, you shouldn't hug the long thing. Okay,
Something
gotcha.
or someone comes into contact with that, a toxin is released that can either kill smaller prey or any perceived predators. And while that sting isn't lethal to humans, it can be quite painful, lasting for nearly an hour.
Oh.
Number 12. Immortal jellyfish. It may not look like much
Goth jelly woman dropping when? We are waiting.
at first, but the immortal jellyfish is one of the most incredible of species. They are quite small, with a maximum bell diameter of less than an inch, and they are as tall as they are wide. The walls of the bell are just as thin, and their large stomach is bright red, making them impossible to miss. The younger immortal jellyfish will have about 8 tentacles along the edge, but that number increases dramatically by the time they're adults, with about 80 to 90 tentacles. And speaking of aging, as the name would imply,
Oh, look at this. This looks like a little... Whoop, whoop.
species is biologically immortal, and as it reaches sexual maturity, it will revert back into immaturity and begin the cycle all over again.
Literally age regressing.
It is quite incredible, and an adaptation not often seen in the animal kingdom. As a youth, these immortal jellies will feed on plankton, but by the time they reach maturity, fellow jellyfish are on the menu. Even when these little guys are attacked, hurt, sick, or just old, they can essentially reset, reverting to the young polyp stage and forming a new polyp colony through a cell development process called transdifferentiation, completely changing their cells into something new.
Doodle
In theory,
jelly.
this process can go on forever, hence the biological immortality, but oftentimes disease can kill these jellyfish faster than the cell-changing process can keep up.
Oh,
Number 11. Four-handed box jellyfish.
they look like boxes. They look so silly. Come on, do they have eyes?
Found mostly in the waters of the western Atlantic Ocean, the Gulf of Mexico, and the Pacific Ocean, the four-handed box jellyfish packs a nasty sting that can be dangerous to humans. These stinging jellyfish aren't very big, with a diameter of about 5.5 inches, and are typically just as tall. Their bodies are cube-shaped, colorless, and transparent, with a body composed of a gelatinous
Don't take them out of the water.
material with rounded top edges of the bell and a flat top. The four-handed box jelly has bundles
Oh,
of
look at the
7 to
little
9
guy.
tentacles at the 4 lower corners of the bell, each tipped with a finger-like appendage. Their 2 outer tentacles are pinkish, with the inner tentacles more yellow, which can often grow up to 13 feet long. These long tentacles are all armed with tiny nematocysts, which both capture prey like small fish and deter predators with their nasty sting. Number
Damn, of course they have a nasty sting.
10. Crystal jellyfish. The crystal jelly is an amazing species of
That's almost invisible.
bioluminescent hydrozoan jellyfish found off the west coast of North America. They're born with 2 proteins,
Go
equorin
back to... What? This one? Or this one? This one. These? The glowing spots are its eyes. Oh, there's 4.
coast of North America. They're born with 2 proteins, equorin and GFP, which give them their gorgeous glow under the ocean. But despite their natural light, the crystal jellyfish is entirely transparent and colorless, making it quite difficult to see during the day, even with their 150 tentacles.
And let
This
me
is
guess,
another
it can hurt
stinging
you.
jelly, as their tentacles all possess nematocysts that
God damn
aid
it.
in the capturing of prey, but thankfully they have no effect on humans.
Oh,
That also means that the crystal jelly has a fair amount of predators out in the wild, including larger species of jellyfish.
no!
Sometimes they've even been known to
Not
opt
the jelly on jelly violence.
for a bit of cannibalism. Crystal jellies are known to live a dimorphic life.
The surprise is here. The surprise is here, guys. So, I know I'm still not monetized, but you all have been very supportive since I started. So I decided, you know what? I want to give a little reward for when we meet the goals that I make up. Which will be, I think, around $20. And every time there's $20, I have something I will play. Wait. Fuck, I need to download it first. There. Beep, beep. Beep. Wait. It will come. I will. Beep. Boop. And. Fuck, where is it? How do I open this? How do I show this? How do I show this best? Give me a moment. I will figure this out. Audacity? No, not Audacity. Yeah, let me window capture. Yes. Add new source. Yes. There we go. I'm so excited to show you. Len killed it absolutely once again. As he always does. And there we go. Are you ready? Hello, Gilly. You're just in the right moment to see my surprise for chat. My little goldsmith animation. Ding, ding, ding. I love it. Thank you so much, Len. It's amazing, Len. I absolutely love it. You absolutely killed it once again. No, you're not being tortured. I send you to the stars. I'm so excited to try to play this in the next few streams. Thank you so much, Len. Absolutely killed it once again. So now I can't sleep because I'm so excited. But with this, we will end for today. Again, look forward to the next times. Amazing job, Len. 07s for Len in the chat. And I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.